Social media and websites might show you where you want to stay. Sales, they tell you when to book. But they rarely tell you where you actually are. I'm Megan, and yes, I talk about Sandals and Beaches resorts. The weekly sales, the promos worth booking, and the ones you can skip. Room categories, upgrades, insider tips, and how to actually get the best value for your vacation. But a resort doesn't exist in a vacuum. It sits on an island with a story, shaped by history, culture, food, people, and moments you'll never find on a booking page. On Islands Uncovered, we go beyond the resort gates. We talk about the islands and the people that Sandals and Beaches call home. The legends, the flavors, the unexpected stories hiding just beneath the surface. Because the best trips aren't just well priced, they're well understood. This is where smart booking meets storytelling. This is where vacations feel more meaningful. This is Islands Uncovered. Hey everybody, welcome back to Islands Uncovered. My name is Megan. I am the host and the owner of Dare to Dream Travel. I exclusively book Sandals and Beaches vacations, and today I am here to give you a brief rundown of the new Island Insiders Club, which launched on July 1st. So if you were a part of the Sandals Rewards program, you know that the new name is Island Insiders, and they kept all the good stuff and added some more stuff, and I just kind of wanted to touch on some specific things that you should know when you're looking at this new program, so that you understand what's included in the reward system and, you have somebody who read the fine print a little bit. Okay, so first of all, the stuff that people were really concerned about, in particular, the free week, that's all still there. So if you are unfamiliar with the Sandals Rewards program, it is a free membership rewards program that you can sign up for. So I encourage everybody to do that, even if you're not sure if you're going to go on more than one Sandals vacation. There's no harm to sign up for it. Just sign up for it. It's free. You accumulate points that you can translate into dollars that you can get discounts off of future vacations. Sandals and Beaches vacations are a little bit more expensive no matter what you do. So it's definitely always great to get as many perks as you can and get those loyalty points so you have a few $100s to throw off future trips. Okay, so people were really concerned about losing their free week. And what the free week is if you have stayed 70 nights at any Sandals vacations, which is a lot. I know that is a lot. But if you stay 70 nights, you get a free week. And guys, there's a lot of people who do this. There are a lot of people who have had multiple free weeks. So it's definitely a perk that people take advantage of. That is still in the Island Insiders Club. That has not gone away. You still have the reward points. Some of the bigger changes that they did that people were super excited about are, for one, you can now choose when you are. So this starts at the coral level, which is after your second stay. So at the coral level, you used to just get a spa credit that you could use at the spa because the spa is not included at Sandals and Beaches. That is an extra cost. So they used to give you a spa credit. Now you can choose between a spa credit or a credit to use for the island routes, which is an excursion. So that's kind of nice. If you're not a spa person, you have the option to use it for something else. I think that's really great, especially because sometimes the promos that they offer do include spa credits. Like right now, the Summer Loving sale, it includes a $175 spa credit. So having something else that you can choose is great. You can go into your app before you travel and select which one of these you want. It's going to pop up and ask you. I'm not a huge fan of the app right now. I think there's a lot of glitches in it. So if you have a travel advisor, I can assist with like navigating you through this kind of stuff. But just know that I don't think that's going to pop up so that you can select anything until you're at the 30-day mark. You can't book a trip a year in advance and already be thinking about the spot credit island route stuff. So if you don't see it and your trip is more than 30 days out, don't panic. It'll probably pop up later. Another thing that people were very excited about is they announced that Island Insiders, if you are within 30 days of your trip, you're eligible for an upgrade, which is going to be at a 50% discount. This is the big thing that I wanted to talk about this week because there were a lot of misconceptions about what this was. Some people thought that you could look at a room and the room was 50% off. That is not how this works. Um, Also, if you read the fine print, it says up to 50% off. Okay, so here's the deal. So once you get within 30 days of your trip, this is, of course, subject to availability. So you have to look online, have your travel advisor look online, see which rooms are available. So if there are rooms that are a higher cost and considered a higher level room, you have the option to upgrade to that room. And the cost could be a 50% discount off the difference of the cost in the rooms. So, as a very basic example, if you booked a room at Sandals Montego Bay and the cost was $5,000 and you want to look at a room that's an upgraded room level and it's listed online at $6,000, the difference in cost there is $1,000. So you could potentially, instead of paying $1,000 to upgrade your room, only pay $500. Called in this week and talked to some reps at Sandals, and they stressed to me that it was up to 50%. And so that can be based on your tier level inside the Island Insiders Club. I had one client where I got some pricing for them, and it was at that 50% mark. They were at a higher level of the Island Insiders Club, so that could be why that is. It will be interesting to see as I'm calling about more rooms and asking about upgrades what the costs are going to be and if it's mostly 50% or sometimes lower. I don't know. We're not into this far enough, and I don't have a special travel agent magic sheet that tells me what rooms and what levels get what discounts. So, what I want to stress here is that if you are looking to upgrade your room, if you're doing this yourself, if you don't have an agent, um, don't just look online and assume it's 50% off that cost difference. It's going to be very important to call, see what rooms are going to be eligible for this, and see what cost the agent is going to give you to upgrade. They did tell me also that some rooms are not eligible for this. So, right now, it's the over the water villas, over water bungalows, and then also some of the larger villas at beaches are not eligible for this 50% upgrade. Um, the eligibility of certain rooms could change. I'm not in control of that. And so it's just so important to call before you're assuming what you can get, because I think that everybody's still learning a little bit about this. And yeah, it will be interesting to see as we move forward. Also, this is not for upgrading a room to a different resort. So if you were at Sandals Ochi and are like, "Ooh, now I can afford a room over at Sandals Dunn's River that I wouldn't have been able to afford before because of this upgrade," you can't switch resorts. This is only for upgraded rooms within the resort that you are at, that you could potentially get this discount. So and you can't do this on your first day. So if it's your first booking, if it's your honeymoon, you've never gone to Sandals before, this doesn't apply to you. You have to be a member of the Island Insiders Club and have at least stayed one night to even be considered eligible to call in to get options for this. So all things to keep in mind. I do think it's a good perk. I think that there's more restrictions than some people thought initially that there might be, which is fine. Um, I also think that what this means is that there is going to be most likely less availability when it comes to last minute deals. I will be curious to see how many of my clients try to take advantage of this. I've called to get some pricing for people so far, and nobody's actually wanted to do it. They got the prices and they're like, yeah, I'll just stay in my room. Also, I want to stress that if you really want a certain room, you need to book it and not wait until a month out. This is more for people who are like, I'm happy with the room that I have, but maybe if I can get a good deal on a different room, I would go into it, but I'm still good with the room I have because there's no guarantee that these rooms are going to be available once you get to 30 days out. The rooms that I were looking at for upgrades for people, there was very limited availability. So it's definitely not a sure thing. Um, yeah, so that's kind of what I wanted to say on that. I think it's something that definitely, people are going to get some great deals, but it's not something that you should rely on. And you just have to keep those certain restrictions in mind when you're looking to book. Um, okay, so they also have some, other free things that honestly, I don't think are really that exciting, but it could be to other people. So, you can get 20% off the manager's wine list. So, if you go to Sandals or Beaches, the wine that they have there is a certain brand. It's a Robert Mondavi wine. It's included. You can have it any time of day, as much of it as you want. They do have higher priced wines that you can purchase. I honestly don't see very many people purchasing any of these wines when they go to the resorts, a few times maybe. But if you're a person who really enjoys a nice bottle of wine, maybe you're celebrating something special, you can get a 20% discount off the manager's wine once you get to the second tier of this program. They also stressed in the call that they were going to have some insider events that you can get invited to off resort. I don't know what that's going to be. I've seen things online in bigger cities where Sandals has hosted some parties where they've invited some loyal customers to these. I don't know what this is going to translate to moving forward. They also said they might do, I don't know how they described it, but essentially was more little surprises. So maybe you might see some different recognition things when you're at the resort. Um, I know they're giving, the they're working on the t-shirts again. There's the little sandals pins or charms or whatever they're doing if people like to collect those based on your tier level. So these are things that they're saying are going to happen, but there's no specifics given yet. And I'm not quite sure how it's going to shake out. I'm very curious to see how it's going to shake out. It's interesting because I travel as a travel advisor. On work trips. And then, travel advisors sometimes are able to get to the resort at discounted rates. They know we're travel advisors. It's a different thing than just when you go on vacation. But I also, my husband and I are part of the Island Insiders Club because we have paid for multiple vacations at a regular rate. This They don't know I'm a travel advisor when I go on these trips with my husband. So it's always interesting for me to experience it both ways. When I just went to Curacao recently, that was just a paid vacation. I did end up doing that interview with the manager, so they did know, that I was a travel advisor, but that was just a regular paid trip, just like anybody else, part of the Island Insiders Club, add it to our, list, to our tier list or whatever. Um, and so I like doing it both ways so I can see what my clients are experiencing as well, because they don't always know that I'm a travel advisor when we travel on those trips. If you go on the rewards program website, you're going to see this really colorful, nice spreadsheet detailing all the little things. There's a new hotline for people that you can call if you get up to the end, like the huge ambassador tier level. You can get a preferred room number, and you get laundry service credit. I think those people might be staying for a while. They need a little bit more laundry, but it shows you the breakdown of where your tier is and what you get within that tier. And there's a lot of different things, but I wanted to touch on specifically the upgrades because there was a lot of questions on that, and I think there was a lot of misconceptions on what that actually was. So Okay, so yeah, Island Insiders, sign up for it. It's free. There's no reason not to do it. Now, I also wanted to mention the 777s this week. There are 4 butler rooms and 3 club level rooms. So, no luxury level rooms this week. These are all the higher priced rooms at the resorts, same resorts: Antigua, Bahamas, Curacao, St. Vincent, Barbados, Grenada. So, Grenada actually has like a bi-level one-bedroom butler suite on 777 that I haven't seen in a long time. So that's actually a good one if you're looking to splurge and go to Grenada. But yeah, a little bit higher price rooms this week, same resorts. I'm so curious to see when they start throwing some different resorts into the mix here. That's going to be really, really fun when we start seeing like Grand St. Lucian again, Dunn's River, when that comes back on the mix. I will definitely let you guys know. If you follow me on TikTok, that's where I put out stuff almost every day. So I'll let you know immediately when that comes on 777. It's summertime now, so I'm not getting around to posting um, as regularly, but if there's something important, I'm definitely going to throw it out there. And then my last reminder for everybody who is listening is that the summer sale that they have going on is supposed to end on Monday. Monday's the last day. So if you're still looking to travel this summer, get that spa credit, get that airfare credit, uh, get your deposit down. Actually, you're probably going to have to pay in full at this point if you're doing a trip still this summer because you'll be about 60 days out. But the last day is Monday. I say it supposedly ends on Monday because, God, this sale, no matter how many tweaks to the name that they have had, has been going on forever, where they have been trying to push these rooms for the summer. I am praying to the sandals gods that they give us something where we can get some perks for booking trips in the fall and in the winter. We all know the prices, they don't really change that much, but give us some incentive to book a trip in November or December. I just want to get out of the summer sale because I think we have pushed this as much as we can possibly push the summer. And now we want to see it open up some other perks for bookings further out. So, fingers crossed, we'll know on Tuesday morning. They don't tell me in advance what it's going to be. So I'm just waiting here with the rest of you to see, what we can get, what this next sale. So help me God if they do some other variation of this summer sale. It's been the summer sale, it's been the summer lovin' sale, and it's been back to the summer sale, which is kind of a combination of the summer and the summer lovin' sale. And they've extended all of these a couple times. Give us a winter sale, please. I joke. It's not I kind of joke. I'm serious about that, but it's not my call. So it's all I can do is laugh about it and hope I get what I want. All right. That's all I have to say about that. Guys, if you're interested in booking fall and winter, it's booking up really fast. There's a lot of resorts that don't have a lot of availability. So once this sale changes, you're going to want to get on that right away. October's really busy this year. I know everybody's always really worried about the hurricane season, but we got a lot of bookings in October. October's looking really full and a great time of year, early December. If you can pull a trip after Thanksgiving, before Christmas, avoid the travel days around Thanksgiving. But if you can pull a trip in there, you're out of hurricane season. Not as many people go, so the pricing is still lower and the weather is beautiful. Early December, I'm telling you guys, go for it. Reach out if you are interested in booking. My services are free, personalized. You're talking to me. I'm always going to try to get you the best deal, and I can't wait to help you book your next vacation to Sandals or Beaches down in the Caribbean. All right, see you next week. We'll see what this sale is. Bye, everybody.